Hello and welcome back to The Curious Edge, where today we talk about people worshipping planes. In the many years humans have lived on this planet, we've worshipped a wide variety of things, such as the sun and the moon, or the stars, or nature, or planes. Yes, you heard right, there are a group of people out there that worship aeroplanes. How did this come to be, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. During World War II, the US Army built tons of air bases on all the islands and atolls they could find in the Pacific Theatre. Some of these islands weren't uninhabited though. Many had native humans that subsisted on the hunter-gatherer lifestyle with only Stone Age technology available to them. How did these people respond to the military bases? Well, as Arthur C. Clarke wrote, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And indeed, the locals seemed to be completely stunned by this advanced technology, which was millenniums more advanced than theirs. But there's one thing they noticed above all else. The Americans that had turned up never seemed to do any work. There was work in the eyes of the islanders. No hunting, no fishing, no gathering. Nor did they seem to repair or make any of the fantastical items they owned. Yet they seemed to have all they could ever want, turning up first in boats and then in planes in the form of cargo. The islanders believed there was some big secret to getting the planes and boats to come to your home, and the Americans from across the sea knew this secret. Now, often missionaries accompanied these soldiers and had tried to teach the islanders about Jesus. However, the locals were often more interested in the objects being unloaded from the planes. One of these islanders said in an interview for a documentary, "The book and the shirt. While we had to hide our bodies from their God we never knew, but we reasoned maybe if we put on these clothes they'd tell us the secret." He went on to say there was a saying among his people at the time: "They tore the page out that contained the secret from the book before they gave it to us," referring to the Bible. Instead of actual work in the eyes of the islanders, all the Americans ever seemed to do was march around in lines with identical clothes and strange sticks, or sit behind desks and rub a small stick in a very specific way on a very thin slice of tree. And these great gifts seemed to descend from the heavens. Many of the native peoples came to the conclusion that they were being rewarded for religious devotion. To the locals, these were supernatural rewards for these strange actions. If the natives wanted this cargo, they would have to copy these strange rituals. So they started building crude runways and fake planes out of bamboo and leaves in an attempt to lure planes down. They also started marching around dressed the same, with coloured sticks over their shoulders like rifles. It is striking how these cults popped up nearly everywhere these air bases were placed. With no actual connections between them, the people drew the same conclusions. However, as these methods failed to gain the local people any cargo, an idea developed. Having no idea of the world beyond their island home, many village elders began to preach that the ancestors of the inhabitants of the islands are sending these gifts from the afterlife in the sky. But the devious Americans were using their large airplane traps to steal the gifts from them. Even though they met with no success, they did not give up. Many cargo cults continued into the 60s and 70s, at least, trying desperately to bring the cargo that they believe is theirs down to their handmade landing strips and out of the hands of those greedy Americans. This wasn't the first time Stone Age people encountered a strange new people with advanced technology. It happened quite a lot during the age of European imperialism in the 1800s. However, the American Pacific cargo cults are the most famous, and therefore the ones I decided to talk to you about. Some people have claimed that there is a parallel between these cargo cults and us in the West with consumerism and credit cards, with many people not seeing the whole picture or understanding how the whole capitalist system works. Obviously it's a lot less spiritual, with a lot less mystery, but many tenets are the same, with a lot of faith being placed in forces beyond our control. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like the video if you did, and subscribe if you want to see future videos on topics like giant mysterious stone spheres or the historical King Arthur. And remember to check out my other videos on the location of Atlantis and the damming of the Mediterranean. Until next time, guys, goodbye!